Texas in their home whites, Illinois in the blue, and Rory Harmon tracks that down, starts things off. Texas trying to make back-to-back trips to the Sweet 16, also looking for the 4th time in 5 years. Harmon inside to Jones, and Jones leaves it short. As we take a look at tonight's or today's starting lineups, brought to you by Capital One. How about Adalia McKenzie, Genesis Bryant doing an outstanding job in their win over Creighton, both in double figures. They get it down to Bostic. Bostic turnaround jumper, pops off. Good look here at the Texas lineup, and Madison Booker on cue. We talked about her in the open. Expect a lot of that. How about Shay Holly, one of the senior veterans for this group, along with Rory Harmon, Taylor Jones, Jordan Lee, the freshman, getting her 5th career start.
So when you look at both teams, Texas can play really deep, and they like to play inside, like to play outside. The post players are huge for Texas. 56 points in the first round game. Illinois only played 6 in their first round. We'll probably play 7, primarily man-to-man. They might throw some zone in today.
And McKenzie puts it up. She'll go to the free throw line as Madison Booker with her first personal foul. Well, Vic Schaefer knows what it takes to make it all the way to the national championship game. He's reached the Elite Eight 3 of the last 4 seasons with this Texas program. The Austin native wants to take this team deep into the tournament and potentially to Tampa, Florida. Adalia McKenzie standing at the free throw line, another wet spot on near that Texas bench area, so they get that cleared up. And Shauna Green, what a phenomenal job turning this program around since taking it over 3 seasons ago, and has her team knocking on the door of a Sweet 16. The senior McKenzie knocking down both free throws, first 2 points for Illinois.
Illinois will start in man-to-man defense. Shauna Green doesn't like to play zone a lot. They might do it out of necessity in this game. McKenzie's got to start on Booker. That's a tough task for anybody in the country trying to slow down her, but McKenzie, I know, is up for the challenge, as she is Coach Green's best defender.
Swing it over, find Bostic on the baseline. The follow through is true. It's 4-2, Fighting Illini. Texas coming in with 32 wins on the season, share the regular season title in their first year in the SEC. Spent a couple of weeks at #1 in the AP Top 25, and when you look at Texas, and you mentioned they're going to look to go inside quite a bit. Jordan Lee from that free throw line can't hit.
So Illinois has to protect the paint. 56 points, as I mentioned, Texas had in the first round game. They get to the free throw line. They're not going to shoot a lot of threes. They don't have to. That's not a part of their game. So Illinois has to make sure they don't foul and get in foul trouble. They don't have the numbers to support that.
Booker averaging better than 16 points a game for this Texas team. Rory Harmon, All-American from a season ago, gets hit in the mouth. Off that miss, tries to shake it off. We came in talking about just this Illinois team and how they're thin on the bench, but Kyra Cook went down, the primary point guard, along with 4 other players for Shauna Green. But Genesis Bryant has done an outstanding job handling it all.
5 players out for Illinois, yet they're still here. Finished 5th in the Big Ten. Just a remarkable job by Shauna Green and her staff to get this team believing. And I know that they're coming into this really energetic. Gary Wallace, the freshie, She was great in the first round against Creighton. McDonald's All-American, has played with some of the Texas players who there themselves were McDonald's All-Americans, but Makaira Cook, that was a big loss. Preseason All-Big Ten, primary ball handler. That put a lot of pressure on Genesis Bryant. I think she's definitely settled into her role, and it's the two-headed monster of her and Bostic. And McKenzie, though, yeah, they got weapons.
Bryant got a hand on that, collected by Taylor Jones. A nice up and under. A stretch there from the 6'4" senior Taylor Jones.
And now the full court press. And Texas has really started to practice that and fine-tune it. And that's just to get the ball across half court. Then they're going to try and force you to run your offense way outside the three-point line, try to wear you out. Strong denials, a lot of communication needed.
Bostic trying to back down Jones, and does so. Nice little hook in the lane.
I feel like, given the fact she has played against Lauren Betts in the Big Ten and how competitive it was, she is perfectly fine with the matchup today against Texas.
Harmon, the speedy point guard. A duck under, and high off the glass for Harmon. Talked about that full court pressure. That was one of the things that Shauna Green was concerned with. How would they handle it, especially shorthanded at the guard position? And they're first forcing a turnover.
Vic Schaefer didn't show this in the first game. He is taking Jordy Lee and not putting her on the ball, and they're doubling Genesis Bryant. So it is a nightmare to try and get it in because they're already shorthanded, and that's their point guard. And I think a concern for Shauna Green was just getting it in past that press. I love the wrinkle that we're seeing today from the Longhorns.
Vic Schaefer didn't want to play his hand too early. Yeah. McKenzie, and good defense there by Jordan Lee. Last touch by the Longhorns. You mentioned Adalia McKenzie and the way that she was able to step up, 14 points and rebounds in that win over Creighton. Bryant, Bostic, and McKenzie kind of become a big three. These were our numbers efficient from the floor a couple nights ago. Just a very durable player who's been in this Illinois program through a coaching change and has blossomed under Coach Green. Making it very difficult for Genesis Bryant. Stripped away by Rory Harmon. All defensive team in the SEC. Up ahead to Shea Holley for the make. Inside of 5 minutes. 8-6 advantage for Texas. Really taken away again by Harmon as she and Bryant go off the floor.
You're missing Rory Harmon.
Tracking down that O board is Barry Wallace. Deep into the shot clock, and it's in from Barry Wallace. You mentioned the freshman out of Pickerington, Ohio. We're just in her first ever NCAA tournament game. Was in double figures, put up 11 against the Blue Jays. And not afraid of the moments.
She is really good. Like I said, McDonald's.
When you look at that, Taylor Jones has just turned things up another notch in her 6th year of play in college basketball.
And last time playing in the Moody Center.
Now she's defending Bostic, KB. Leaves it short. They swing it over in the corner. Jordan Lee, no. rising up with the attack. And they're going to whistle a foul on Texas. Meanwhile, the Longhorns with a 1-point advantage here in the second round game in the Moody Center. Let's check out how each team moved on. Brought to you by United Airlines for Illinois. They outlasted Creighton, and Kendall Bostic was a huge reason because of it. A double-double, her 20th on the season. And they advanced to face Maddie Booker and the top seed Texas Longhorns as they took down William and Mary. And the SEC Player of the Year did SEC Player of the Year things in that win. 20 points, 14 rebounds to collide here in the second round. Just to bring everyone up to speed, the winner of this one is going to face off against Tennessee, the Lady Vols, with an 82-67 win over Ohio State yesterday. Texas faced off against Tennessee in the regular season. Won that matchup, and that one over the head of Taylor Jones.
Really good defense, again, by the freshman Barry Wallace, of just being physical with Shea Holley, making it uncomfortable so that you're not having easy vision as a passer to the bigs of Texas.
Well, you see how that full court pressure is making it tough just to inbound the ball.
Like I said,
for
if you
Illinois.
pass half court, it's not like you take a breath. It's like, okay, now it's the second line of defense.
One of the best defensive teams in the country, #1 in scoring defense in the SEC. Jasmine Brown-Hager, who checks into the ball game off the bench, is fouled on that tape.
Illinois definitely wants to get downhill. That was something that, you know, Shauna Green talking to her team, hey, we got to guard them, but they've got to guard us too. And the perimeter players for Illinois are speedy, they're quick, they can turn the corner, and they can get downhill. They love getting to the free throw line. They'll get there 14 times a game, and they make them. So this is a good sign for Illinois.
Sophomore Brown-Hager started her career at Mississippi State, then transferred into the program. A 12-10 advantage for Illinois. We started out talking about the effectiveness of points in the paint for this Texas team. 8 of their 10 points have come in the paint.
The skill of Madison Booker, you don't realize just the athleticism, how smooth she is, and how almost sometimes unguardable she is until you see her in person. That was what head coach Shauna Green said. I didn't realize how good she was until I watched her in person. Yeah, she's tough to guard.
Nice bounce pass, but stolen away by Booker. Well, she can do it all, and that's an area that doesn't get talked about enough. She's really improved defensively. Coach Vic Schaefer said he's really liked the way that she is added to the defense on that end of the floor. Right now, Booker is everywhere. Drawing in on the minute. Remember, she played point guard some last year with Rory Harmon when she went out for the season with an ACL injury, so she can do a little bit of everything. That rolls off, no problem. Clean up on aisle 44 with Taylor Jones.
Sometimes I like just giving it early to Booker so she doesn't have to try and get open on the wing. Let her take it from the one spot, create something offensively, and if she doesn't make it, guess who's there? Miss Jones.
Ball out of bounds. And impacting both ends of the floor is Madison Booker.
Yeah, Booker, you know, the footwork up, under, the finesse and skill around the rim, and then the hustle defensively to create that steal I mean, I can't tell you how many times they drilled that in practice yesterday. 2 hours. They took their full time practicing.
Harmon tapped it in to Booker. Slowing things down, waiting for that final shot of the quarter. Off the screen, trying to get around. She learned that from KD. She says that fadeaway jumper wearing 35 like he did here in Texas. And the Longhorn fans stand to their feet with Madison Booker. You can call her mid-range Maddie, money Maddie, whatever it is, she knows how to sink them from mid-range.
Two of the best players in all of women's college basketball.
And now it stops right now. Beautiful move and the finish for Juju. Watkins can't be stopped.
Beckers. Put it. James Beckers is just built different. That's good Juju right there. She is unstoppable.
This NCAA tournament is star-studded. Paige Beckers, Juju Watkins, both in action later tonight on ESPN. The Jackrabbits going against the UConn Huskies, and Mississippi State taking on USC. But Steffi, in that second round, I got to look at Florida State LSU, that 6-3 matchup.
Wait, there's a whole star power there with Nia Latson, who leads the country in scoring. And then you got Anissa Morrow, Fajay Johnson, and Michaela Williams. Woo, that crowd is going to be rocking in the PMAC. We got some great games today. I'm looking forward to it. Got a great one so far here. Like Illinois took a good punch from Texas, but Madison Booker really efficient from the floor. We'll now get to our first look at Kyla Oldacre, who had a very casual 15 and 15 in the first round.
That one rolls off. Jack Ellingworth. Mwenentanda gets the rebound and is fouled. Teammates call her Jock, and Mwenentanda will go to the line. First free throws of the day for the Longhorns. And the junior hits one of two. You said that this Illinois team has been able kind of to withstand the blow. What do you want to see more from them on the offensive end?
Well, they got to take care of the basketball. You can't run your offense if you're turning it over 5 times. That's what they did in the first quarter. So understanding the pressure, just set up, understanding that's what Texas is going to do nonstop. You know, Shauna Green yesterday, they're going to be physical. They're going to hit you. Expect it. So they got a quarter under their belt. I'd like to see Genesis Bryant make some good decisions. That Texas hard hedge in the ball screen is tough to recover from, given the height and the size of the bigs for Texas. But if she can turn that corner and find a shooter or get to the rim, a reminder, they want to get downhill. They want to get to the free throw line too.
And again, Texas making it ever so difficult to inbound the basketball, and the Longhorns have it. For Vic Schaefer, it's just not 1 or 2 players, it's all 5 who get involved.
And remember, after the first game, Madison Booker sat down here and did an interview with us, and she said she didn't feel like they were focused to start this game, and clearly a very focused, especially on the defensive side of the floor.
Oldacre, another good look at it, but an offensive rebound. An area where Texas has thrived this season, and Mwenentanda finding her shot just beyond the free throw line. Genesis Bryant, 2-team all Big Ten selection, to the first team this year, looking for her first points of the game. Or rather, another basket. She's got 2 already. And Oldacre nonchalantly walks back the other way after picking up that personal foul. Brown Hager runs into her. Ouch.
I thought she was set. You know, I think sometimes when a player goes down like that, I didn't see her move though. Kyla Oldacre is 6'6". And she's just, it's a big, tough post player who's screening a guard. The fans are letting them know. It's okay.
Wallace working on Booker. Gets to the hoop. Does it the hard way. Yeah. Five-star recruit, Barry Wallace, in an all-senior lineup to start. And that's more on the same for Madison Booker. 8 points now for Booker. Bryant stepped through, but too many steps. Traveling violation.
The freshman. I mean, these are tough buckets going against Madison Booker, a sophomore against freshman. The future is bright in women's college basketball. A great play, and man, these are the plays that she just makes it look so easy, so effortless. As I mentioned, 60% of her offense looks like that, and yet she still does it, knocks them down.
They swing it around. Harmon has it, 7 to go on the play clock. She falls to the ground, or floor. And Oldacre got a piece of it, stays with the Fighting Illini. Barry Wallace once again, yes. So Wallace leading the way for the Fighting Illini with 7 points. Out of the Booker book.
It's been a long time since Texas has been able to run their dribble drive offense. Every team, last 4 or 5 games, has zoned them. Illinois electing to go man-to-man, and that dribble drive with the perimeter players for Texas, it is a nightmare to stop. Each player can turn the corner, get to where they want to go.
Rory Harmon so fast and trying to be crafty to the hoop. I'll tell you, she takes a lot of punishment along throughout a game.
Illinois, Genesis Bryant been a little bit quiet because the freshman has been stepping up. I mean, she's got great size. She's 6'1", so she matches up really well with Texas on the perimeter. And Booker, just a little rough screen for Shea Holly. Maybe unintentional, maybe intentional, but Holly seeing it through.
Rory Harmon at the free throw line. Mentioned coming back after that injury from a season ago. And she will get a breather as the freshman Yana Preston checks into the ball game.
See the denial of the inbound, or McKenzie. It's just been tough to get it in for Illinois. Slowed them down in the half court just a hair.
That one flipped up by McKenzie. No. Both trying to go for the rebound. And Booker and the Longhorns out and run it. They have it. Going in Tondra, double clutches and in. The Texas shooting 50% from the floor in this one. And a 5-second violation, 8 turnovers now for Illinois as Shauna Green knew her team did a good job in that first round game against Creighton, taking care of the basketball, but Texas forces just about 21 a game, second best in the SEC.
Well, it's got to be, everybody's going to have to come up and help try to bring the ball in if they're going to deny for one point guard on the floor. So whether you bring Bostic up or Wallace up, someone's going to happen to help just get it in, and then a quick pass to Bryant.
Speaking of Wallace, she has been the offense the last 3 trips down the floor when they've made buckets for Illinois. Whipped over. Brown Haggard comes in closer. No. That was smacked out of bounds by Shupil, but it's going to be Texas basketball.
See, that's the look you want if you're Illinois. Just didn't get it to go down.
A 10-point lead for Texas as a trip to the Sweet 16 is on the line for both teams. Well, thanks so much, Kelsey, and it's right on brand with this Texas basketball team.
I know they are ready for the lineup today. I mean, they got some great games. NC State handled their business today. Texas looking in good shape, the way that they're guarding, the way they're getting their points in the paint, and I think the efficiency of Madison Booker.
Brown Haggard and this Illinois team trailing by 10. Gary Wallace. Turn around, fade away, no. And Texas comes up with it. This Texas team we talked about in the open has to be great. That's what Vic Schaefer is demanding of this group. I mean, go back to what they've done in the regular season, 10 wins against top 25 opponents, 6 versus the top 10. Preston has that one roll around. And then you add to this collection of Longhorns, one of the top 5 recruiting classes. With these freshmen, we saw Jordan Lee already, Bree Preston.
In the smart move, Genesis Bryant, their point guard, taking it out so she can get a quick pass back, knowing they're doubling whoever their other primary guard is. Oldacre with the steal. This is what Texas wants to do, play in the open court off a turnover.
On a rope, and Lynn Tonda is fouled. Well, for the 5th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. Your home for all 90 NCAA championships. Madison Booker gets a breather. Booker was gotten off to a solid start, 8 points, 4 rebounds, and an assist for the All-American. Haven Smith getting her first action in this NCAA tournament. We said that we would see perhaps another body for Shauna Green and this Illinois team.
That tells me they might go zone. 6'6", gives you a little bit more size. She plays better in a zone. And maybe it's time for them to switch it up and give Texas a different look defensively.
The suffocating defense of Texas has held this Illinois team scoreless for nearly 4 minutes, and turnovers continue to mount for this group. And this Texas team all the more difficult in the Moody Center. They're 16-0 this season at home. They've won 23 straight if you go back to last season. Nice find, and Oldacre sees it drop.
It certainly is a luxury when you have someone like Taylor Jones, 6-year senior, and then you sub in a 6'6" Miami transfer in Kyla Oldacre. Like I said, 15 and 15 yesterday. I keep saying yesterday, y'all know what I mean. First round game.
All the days pieces kind of meld together, but Madison Booker says that's double trouble. She's one part of double trouble.
And you could tell the whole time Holly knew where she was going with that ball. Dribbled right into the heart of Illinois' defense, knowing Oldacre, you put it up high, she can go and get it. Really unselfish play.
And Taylor Jones, the double trouble.
Yes.
Got to get a shot off. And it's going to be a shot clock violation on Illinois.
So we've seen some turnovers. We got 11 turnovers for Illinois, some shot clock violations, 5-second counts. That tells me Texas focused defensively, knew the game plan, executing it.
Who has found her offense in the last, or in this NCAA tournament.
Well, she kind of does it quietly, looking at the box score of their first game. She played 11 minutes, but she had 10 points, Tiff.
Down to KB, the leader. Traveling violation whistled against Bostic. Bostic doesn't like the call. Shauna Green pleading with Rod Creech on the sideline, saying, did you see that right? So Steffi, as you mentioned, things now looking a little different on the defensive end for Illinois, moving to that zone that you mentioned.
Yeah, I like the switch. You know, throw something different. Maybe Shauna Green wanted to wait till the second half, but I think it's time to show them a different look and make them score it from outside the paint. Nice play from McKenzie to Kendall Bostic. They needed that basket. They need some positive momentum heading into the half.
Absolutely. Preston looking inside. They're trying to go to Oldacre, who swings it over to Boyne, and Tonda leaves it short. Oldacre with the offensive rebounder going for it. Comes up with it, shakes off Wallace in the process. Preston collided there with McKenzie. She grabbed that left leg around the knee area, slow to get up, but Lori Harmon is right there, has her back as Preston trots to the bench.
Oof. She's tough. Harmon comes back in for the last 6.
When it's Tonda looking for a place to go, Rory Harmon says, I got it, pulls up at the buzzer. And it's no good. An impressive first half from the #1 seed, Texas Longhorns. We talked about points in the paint. Yeah, that was one thing, but the defense that we saw from this Texas team was outstanding. You see their season numbers, and they're right on cue with that today. 13 fours, 15 points scored off of those turnovers as we ascend into the Gree halftime studio with Kelsey, Muffet, and Megan. Back here in the capital city of Texas, it's the Longhorns nearly doubling up Illinois in that first half with a 34-18 advantage here at the Moody Center. Welcome back courtside. It's my girl, Steffi Sorensen, Tiffany Green, and it was complete chaos in that first half, and that was all because Texas did that with their defensive intensity.
Yeah, you know, we talked to Vic Schaefer after their first game, and he said, I really got into this team. He was not happy with how they performed defensively. They have answered the call, to say the least.
Let's check out how they are fueling the run, brought to you by Wendy's.
Swarming defense, forced 13 turnovers in the first half, scored 15 off of those, held Illinois to just 18 points on 30% shooting. They play defense the way I like my pancakes. Smothered. You weren't ready for that, were you, Tim? Come on.
I thought you were going to say your hash brown smothered, covered, and nice. Hey, let's check out today's game track, brought to you by Invesco QQQ. Well, Illinois held to their lowest total of a half this season with those 18 points. So be really curious to see what Shauna Green does. Try to make some adjustments.
Yeah, here's the good thing. Is that Texas keeps scoring. Given the fact that they're staying pretty close on the rebounding glass, on the margins, if they just take care of the basketball, they could start chipping away at the lead, but they have got to value each possession. But you have to credit Texas defense to start this game. It was phenomenal.
They forced 13 turnovers, and they're the first of the second half for Illinois. Rory Harmon, Shea Holly playing in their final game at the Moody Center. Holly with 168 career games as of today that she's played in. Booker, who had 8 points in that first half. That fade away and the nice kiss. Oh, yeah. Nice ad-libs.
You know, I'm trying to keep up with you.
I mean, honey, you are on it and doing it.
Booker, so smooth, and her action in the dribble drive is good because they're going to clear out. Guards are constantly weaving, and it gives her the space to move and get to her spot, which she's so good at. And Illinois back in that 2-3 zone. And I thought they had some success, like forcing outside shots. Now that dribble drive doesn't look as smooth and easy. They got to try and get it inside.
Taylor Jones had that one ripped away by Bostic. 15 remaining on the shot clock for Texas. If you're just tuning in, this Texas team trying to make back-to-back appearances in the Sweet 16. For Illinois, it would be the first time since 1998. But they've got some work to do to try to dig out of this 20-point deficit. McKenzie with a little mid-range medicine back the other way.
Now, this was just a 4-point game in the first quarter. It was the second quarter. Texas went on 18-6, really extend this lead.
Harmon over to Booker. Booker, who you like to call the smooth operator. Inside to Taylor Jones, and Jones the teardropping in. She's got half a dozen points, rather 8 points now for Jones. Bryant crossing over, trying to go to work on Harmon. Tough shot. Shoop Hill is fouled. That whistle going against Taylor Jones.
Shoop Hill could be a good option for Shauna Green. Maybe a little ghost action in the ball screen or pick and pop, because she can shoot the three. She hit 2 in the first round game. Draw Texas out of the paint.
Green looking on as she knows her team has done an outstanding job. I mean, they came into this tournament having dropped their last 4, but they faced off against, who would you say, UCLA and Lauren Betts, USC. The quarterfinal loss of the Big Ten against Nebraska. They looked sharp in their first round win over Creighton. Holly with time winding down. On the shot clock, Bryant comes and gets it. Bryant has that one taken away by Booker. Oh, yeah. And that's been the story of the game. If you're just tuning in, it's been the defense of Texas, their pressure, their intensity, forcing turnovers, turning it in to offense.
Now 7 steals for Texas in this game, and just guarding their own. I mean, I think that's really where they can separate themselves in this tournament. It's just one-on-one. I don't let you get by me. They've got great defenders on the inside and on the perimeter. And I think Madison Booker's defense, to your point, we were talking about that in the first half. Everyone talks about her scoring, but she has gotten better defensively. And we know that's kind of a non-negotiable for Vic Schaefer if you want to see the floor. Madison Booker's going to see the floor regardless, but she's got to be able to defend. You know, sometimes coaches want to try and hide their superstar because of what they do offensively, but she guards. She gets down and she guards.
And we heard a great story yesterday just about, you know, Madison coming in. She was an offensive player, so she didn't think much about scoring. But when she got a chance to watch Rory Harmon, who is an all-defensive team player, she's like, oh yeah, I want to step up and play some great defense like her.
Especially when she's leading the charge and pressuring the point guard usually and picking up full court. You don't want to let her down.
Right.
You don't want to let Rory Harmon down, right?
No.
Let your senior down.
And McKenzie knocking down both free throws. People who just kind of tune in as Madison Booker once again dropping it like it's hot. If you're just tuning in and haven't seen Texas play a whole lot this year, and this is right on brand with what they do and how they've amassed 32 wins this season. Their only 2 losses, couple to South Carolina, 1 to Notre Dame. But Texas has been a team to contend with, and that they can make it to the Final Four as a traveling violation called against Win and Tonda. Watch out when they're playing like this.
There was a lot of chatter, I think, just because of how they looked against South Carolina in the SEC Tournament Championship. That the ball was sticking too much. It didn't flow offensively. And when you see this version of Texas, guarding you, full court press, in the half court, smothering you, but then being able to hit down mid-range jumpers, and they don't take a lot of threes. They don't have to make a lot of threes because right now, 28 points in the paint. So do what you do. And when they're shooting the ball like they are today, this is why they're one of the best teams, 1 seed. Watch out.
Taylor Jones got a piece of that one on the shot from Bostic. I mean, this is what Vic Schaefer demands of his group and knows what they're capable of, and it's on full display. Stolen away by Harmon. Nice find over to Morton. Tonda and 1. And I love the bench celebrations. Yeah, the freshmen are so much fun to watch.
More defense leading to offense. This place gets loud in transition when Tonda has made her presence felt. I think Vic Schaefer has been challenging that 4 spot. Who wants it? And I think Tonda has been playing really good here in the Moody Center.
Well, the combined presence and scoring of Tonda and Booker, they each have 14 apiece. Inside to Bostic, nice find from Brown Hager and Kendall Bostic. They've got to continue to look for her going down the floor. One of their senior leaders. Tonda is looking inside to Jones. She fights for position, has it. And straight up defense from Kendall Bostic. Jones maybe trying to bend the ear of the official, saying something a little different as Texas up big. 1986 was a year to remember as Jody Conrad was the head coach. She saw her team go undefeated, 34-0, first team in NCAA women's basketball history to do so. They took down USC. Fran Harris, our very own Andrea Lloyd, was a part of that team. Clarissa Davis scored like 25 points off the bench. It was absolutely amazing, most outstanding player. And you think Madison Booker, with all of the history hanging in the rafters, can this 2025 version of the Longhorns repeat as such? Right now, you've watched Madison Booker put on a show in her first 2 NCAA tournament games of this year as Taylor Jones on the inbound puts it in at 20 in that first round win over William and Mary. She's got 14 so far today.
Well, that's the tradition, right? The tradition-rich program that is Texas women's basketball, and why Vic Schaefer has said to his team, good, doesn't cut it here.
When bounced around, and the takeaway for Illinois, Genesis Bryant, good look from 3, but pops out.
And that's the best look that she's had today.
But back to the point of just this tradition-rich program. I mean, they've got 3 Final Four appearances, the last one coming in 2003.
But the job that Vic Schaefer has done to revive the tradition and the prestige around this program has been phenomenal. I mean, their first year of the SEC, they beat every team.
And that is an incredibly tough feat to do. And they could very well see themselves moving on to the next round of the Sweet 16 and facing off against the Tennessee Lady Vols, who they took down, as you mentioned earlier this season. Harmon.
Good box from McKenzie. I'd like to see Illinois push it in transition. The longer you wait, the more time Texas has to set up that defense in the half court.
Poked away by Jordan Lee. The deflection. Still got to get a shot up quickly. 6-5 and counting. And McKenzie takes a tough one. That was my little ad-lib. It probably fell flat there, but Madison Booker just does that. Somehow kept alive by Illinois. And again, this is a program that exceeded their win total of 22 dubs this year. With third-year head coach Shauna Green. Barry Wallace is one of the bright spots in the future of this program. A very senior-laden team for the Fighting Illini. Jones over to Moynihan Tonda. Jones asking for it back. The pull-up, stop, pop, drop for Maddie Booker.
Such a good play design. You can put Booker in the middle of the floor and let her pick a side. What side you want to go to, it doesn't matter for her.
And we had a chance to look at the...
I was hoping you brought that up.
the play call for Texas. Blair Schaefer came over and said, look, just see one side, okay, flip it over to the other side.
How many plays do you think were on there?
Oh my goodness.
At least 75,
yeah,
right?
easy.
It was really small spots.
Easy. I mean, like, how do you remember it all? And Booker has the advantage knowing all of those play calls because she can play 1 through 4.
And they love running that action where she sits around that SEC logo. She's got bigs to work around with. That low ball screen gives her enough space. Knock down that mid-range.
She's got 10 points in the quarter, 5 of 6 from the floor. Wallace launching for three, gets it to roll in. So Barry Wallace, who's got 12 points for Illinois. She's pacing the way for this group. Genesis Bryant whistled for the personal foul. .7 seconds left here in the third. Booker, again, no. But comfortably through 3 quarters, it's been all Texas. A big size advantage for the top seed Longhorns trying to move on to the Sweet 16. Back here in the Moody Center, a little swag surfing action, and Longhorn fans have plenty to be happy about. A 53-30 advantage going into the fourth quarter. Texas 10 minutes away from advancing to their 19th Sweet 16 appearance in program history, and this dude has been lighting it up. The pom-pom dude, like...
He's got moves, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he does. He has the moves.
Like, I'm a little jealous.
The fans love him here. They go crazy every time he does a little something, something. He might have some sessions. Like, he might do some sessions during the week. A little dance session.
Oh, okay. Well,
how to get down.
You're a good dancer, so I'm out of my league. I'm just here to watch.
Shoup Hill is able to get the shot up, and the three falls for the senior, Bryn Shoup Hill out of Goshen, Indiana.
Great start for Illinois to start this fourth quarter. I thought Shoup Hill could give them some life from the three-point line and bring Taylor Jones outside of the paint.
So that's the recipe that the Fighting Illini go back to on the offensive end. Lee penetrating the take to the hoop. No. And Jones with the size advantage, a clear size advantage for the 6'4" center. And you see Charlotte Green going with a smaller lineup. Kendall Bostic down on the floor to start this fourth quarter. The and one for Adalia McKenzie.
Illinois looks to be in attack mode. Great basket cut by McKenzie right across Booker's face. And I like the start for Illinois. They're very short-handed. There's no, there's no sub coming. You got to play. I don't think Genesis Bryant has come out of this game or McKenzie.
She played all 40 minutes in that game and went over Creighton. As McKenzie misses that free throw, but she's got 8 points this afternoon. Illinois comes down with the rebound.
See a little bit more 5-out right now from Illinois. Trying to create some spacing, maybe some driving lanes.
Well, one of the best attackers on the floor is Adalia McKenzie. But Bryn Shoup Hill is whistled for her fourth personal foul. So that's going to be big, as you mentioned. The lack of depth for Illinois, but this group has shown phenomenal energy and not just kind of happy to be here. I mean, had a great showing in that win over Creighton. Just tough day at the office for the Fighting Illini because Rory Harmon and company have made it so difficult for them.
I mean, you're only -3 on the margins and in terms of rebounding, but the 19 turnovers, they couldn't get into a flow at all.
The NCAA Men's Basketball Championship continues tomorrow on CBS, TBS, and True TV. For more information on tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Kendall Bostic, who's checked back into the ball game, the program's all-time leading rebounder.
Great denial by Jordan Lee. Man, she is all over McKenzie. Guard-to-guard switch.
Bostic for three, no. Did you see they're just making everything so difficult and having to exert a lot of energy on the offensive end, but how about Illinois coming up with the steal here? And all the way through, Adalia McKenzie has been a player that we've enjoyed watching since being here in Austin. She's always in attack mode. Off the mark for Harmon. And McKenzie running the floor and just couldn't finish there.
Good hustle, too, by Booker to get back, to contest.
And Steffi, when we saw the #1 seeds take the court yesterday in UCLA and South Carolina, I mean, there were close games through the half. That has not been the storyline for top seed Texas here in Birmingham Regional 3.
I was really impressed with Richmond. I mean, wow, they on the road against UCLA. That game was tied at the half. Indiana took it to South Carolina. Just too much depth from the Gamecocks to close that out as they advance. But from the jump, Texas really exerted themselves defensively and let Illinois know how it was going to be. And again, we have shared the story. It's just the facts that they are shorthanded. There's 6, 7 players for them. Texas, a very deep team.
5 different players out with injury.
The difference in sidelines is there's a ton of players for Texas in white shirts. They are eligible to play. On the Illinois bench, most of those players are hurt, 5 to be exact. And I think Vic Schaefer credited Shauna Green, just the coaching in the Big Ten to finish 5th. When you're so short-handed and you lose one of your best players, Makira Cook, who's a first-team All-Big Ten, and to still get her team to buy in and to believe, it's just been an exceptional job by her and her staff this season.
When you think about the revival that they've seen in Champaign since she's taken over, she took over a team that was 7-20, and then engineered one of the biggest turnarounds in Big Ten history with a plus 15 win improvement, taking her team to the NCAA tournament 2 of the last 3 seasons. Timeout taken on the floor. We'll step aside here as well from the Moody Center. Well, checking out our bracket and looking at how things will unfold. If Texas able to hold on in this final 5 minutes and 11 seconds, they will face off against Tennessee next Saturday. That's going to be a rematch during the regular season, but also Notre Dame TCU as well, Steffi.
I'm looking forward to that one. I think the job that Mark Campbell has done as TCU, man, phenomenal. Think about it. Holding tryouts just to get enough players. Was that last year?
Yeah. Yep.
Unbelievable. And Haley Van Lith has been tremendous. Had a double-double on her game.
The Horned Frogs making their first trip to the Sweet 16 in program history. Hannah Hidalgo, one of the bright stars in our game.
Well, if you like the WNBA, Tiff, and you cover the W, you're going to see a lot of players that are going to be in that league. Think about Madison Connor, great three-point shooter, Sedona Prince, Haley Van Lith, Sanaya Citron, Olivia Miles, Maddie Westbelt. Come on, roll it, ball. Good lineup I'm looking at.
Some top picks expected for sure in our upcoming WNBA draft. Anyway, next month. Wallace has that one blocked by Winnetonda, who didn't even leave her feet. 6'2" junior out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
What did I say she has? Go-Go gadget arms.
You did.
Come on.
You did.
She does.
Ollie over to Winnetonda, who has been outstanding on the offensive end as well. Got him. Jock with the career high 18 points. Jacquel Winnetonda says, "You want some? I got it. I got the goods, baby." Back here at the Moody Center, Steffi Sorensen, Tiffany Green, a 4 minute and 9 seconds remaining. And Texas closing in on back-to-back Sweet 16s. Jacquel Winnetonda, who's had 12 starts this year, comes off the bench in this NCAA tournament and produces double figures in both games. Steffi, Vic Schaefer was looking a way to motivate those scores. You referenced it earlier. And it feels like the message was delivered and received.
I think she has sent a message to her head coach back. If he was in search of a more consistent floor player, or two things can be true. She's better off the bench. You know, either way, I mean, I think it's a win because he has done that before. He has benched starters in NCAA tournament games. He did that at Mississippi State. Vivian's, Morgan William, his own daughter, Blair Schaefer, you're sitting on the bench too, to get them motivated. And he has used that tactic here in Austin, Texas. And if the challenge to Winnetonda was to consistency, she has risen to that challenge and sent the message back. So he can either roll with her or bring her off the bench. Either way, I think, you know, that Coach Schaefer does such a good job of getting the most out of his players, especially this time of the year. Not everyone's going to be willing to roll the dice and sit one of your starters, but he did.
For 40-plus years in the coaching business, he knows how to push those buttons and what he can get out of his team and his players. And each year presents a different challenge as Winnetonda comes up hobbling a little bit, grabbing that right ankle after she was whistled for the personal foul. So Winnetonda is going to check out. Madison Booker and tossed it in. And you hear the appreciation from the Longhorn fans for the effort that they have seen this afternoon from Winnetonda. One of two at the line for McKenzie. Lori Harmon, one of the top assisters in this game. She's got 7 in this game. Holly steps out a little bit and gets a better spacing now. It's Madison Booker, that one tough and contested. And a shot clock violation against the Longhorns. Well, you see that full court pressure is something that hampered this Illinois team early on, creating a lot of discord. On the court is Genesis Bryant. Just her first make from the floor tonight, and it's from 3. She's got 5 points now. So a little over 2.5 minutes to go, and Texas is closing in on a rematch from the regular season with Tennessee. You watch covered the SEC all throughout. And so an 86, or rather 80 to 76 decision. And it was Madison Booker who knocked down that go-ahead jumper with 28 seconds left to give Texas the edge. But in that second time around, what do you expect?
Well, it's hard not to get enamored with threes, as we see Bryant hit another one for Illinois. Now they're throwing some full court pressure, trying to turn some momentum. But Tennessee has hit 26 threes in 2 games, but that is not all that they do. I mean, they will get after you, they'll force turnovers, they get offensive rebounds. That is what makes their system go. But when they play Texas, they didn't win the glass, they didn't force enough turnovers, only 12. So it's about possessions. But like, Tennessee can get really hot. I think that they've been looking really good. I thought they rested after the tournament, and it should be a good one. It was the first time. But it's more than just the 3 for Tennessee. But it is a 4-hour drive from Knoxville to Birmingham. And we know that Tennessee fans travel. I'm sure there'll be plenty of Longhorn fans there.
For Illinois, who were champions of the WBIT a season ago, came back with another 20-plus win season. And the 5 seniors for the Fighting Illini who have combined and come together to do some great things. We mentioned a couple of NCAA appearances, first ever postseason championship as Kendall Bostic checks out of the ball game in her final game as an Illinois player. The emotions obviously running high, the embrace there from their head coach Shauna Green, Genesis Bryant as well.
Yeah, Kendall Bostic won 7 games her first year at Illinois. Shauna Green comes in, and a very, very familiar face as she recruited her out of high school, turned her down, but the second time around it was a match made in heaven, and they've been great together. That's why you saw some tears. They have a great relationship.
Those 5 seniors have logged a lot of time at Illinois. It's the final minute in this second round game. And the defense has not turned off at any point in this game. It's still going for this Texas Longhorn team. But check this out, Vic Schaefer was taken 2 different programs to the Sweet 16, 4 different times. Did it at Mississippi State, and now closing in on doing it here at Texas. Shea Holly, what an amazing career. A player who stayed in the picture. From riding the bench for Vic Schaefer, says she's one of the top 3 stories I've seen in terms of her turnaround. And that Elite 8 appearance as a freshman, and now she's going back to the Sweet 16. Her, Rory Harmon, Aaliyah Moore, who's out with an injury, Taylor Jones, all in their final game here at the Moody Center. Terrific season from Illinois, valiant effort from them, but Texas is going dancing back to the Sweet 16 for the 2nd consecutive season. '19th overall in program history, and they did it behind another outstanding performance from Madison Booker, back-to-back 20-point games for the SEC Player of the Year. But she got a little help. Jacquel Ingham Winintanda did a phenomenal job, adding her career high 19 points, and that smothering defense as you talked about, Steffi.
Oh, this is spicy. Texas, Tennessee, Sweet 16 matchup, and we mentioned Notre Dame, TCU, Superstar Lane. Can't wait to see what Tennessee has in store for the Longhorns the second time around, and then also Hannah Hidalgo and the Notre Dame Fighting Irish taking on Haley Van Lith and TCU.
You mentioned superstar. Well, let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. And who we already know, she is her. That's Madison Booker.
20 points, 6 boards, 9 for 18. So not taking too many shots, efficient 50% from the floor. Early on, she just kind of set the tone, running the baseline against that zone offense, or running the zone offense for Texas. Guarding, though. As we get her to sit down, I want to talk about her defense with her because that is underrated. She can score, there's no question about it, but she is guarding, too.
Well, Madison Booker joining us now at the table. And go ahead, let's talk a little bit about that defense.
Book, I think your defense has been great this year. Did Coach challenge you over the summer, or you always been good at defense? Tell me.
I challenged myself over the summer. Yeah, I just told Coach this summer that I want to be better on defense. Just not for me, but for my teammates. Just so I can, on that end, we can play together as a team and just not, 4 people out there playing and somebody, picking me up. Like, I want to be able to carry my own load.
You told us yesterday, the first game. I keep saying yesterday. It all runs together, doesn't it?
It do feel like yesterday.
It does feel like that. That you guys didn't feel like you were focused.
Yeah.
What was the difference today?
We just want to come out focused. I think just that first game, it's kind of more disrespectful to our coaches. They play like all the work, all the film, the scout, just, the time and effort into them scouts and just, telling us about like our matchups, and us to not like come out focused is kind of more just disrespectful on us. And we want to be, be respectful to our coaches and just come out here and just like give it our all, basically.
Back-to-back 20-point performances, and just so you know, only 2 over, so you cut them down in half. You were concerned about that the last time, but how sweet is it for you all to be dancing right back to the Sweet 16?
Hey, it's our chance. We got to go live it. We're number 1 seed right now, like in the tournament, so, we got to go live it.
You had different shoes today. I'm just curious. Any reason why?
Nope, just feel like going to Devin Booker's.
Okay.
I feel like Devin Booker today.
You all have shown just how good you have been all year, right? So what is it going to take for this team to make it to the Final Four?
I think we have all the pieces. I think what's not there is focus. And you saw today we played great team defense. I think help side was amazing today. We helped our post from hedging, like on the road, just tagging a post player, waiting until like Taylor or Kylie get back to the man. Just little details like that. Just, us showing that we're focused on defense. I think it helped us like on the other end too. So we keep, doing that. Every day come in, be focused. I think we'll be good.
Amazing player in person and one of the most humble superstars you will see.
And they kept their coach's jacket on. That's a good sign, right?
Oh, that's a big win.
That is. I didn't realize his jacket was still on. I don't be looking for his jacket. I be thinking it was already on.
Congratulations to you, Madison Booker, and to the top seed Texas Longhorns as they advance on to play Tennessee. And obviously that's going to be another fun rematch between 2 SEC foes, 2 storied programs, might I add. Also Notre Dame, TCU on our side of the pod in Regional 3. Texas making their trip to Birmingham. But your thoughts on the way Texas performed here today, Steffi?
Yeah, this is the scary version of Texas, because we really didn't even talk about the bigs, Kyla Oldacre and Taylor Jones today. It was, Rory, Madison Booker, and Winatana did a great job with the way that she was able to score. So, when they defend this way, they are in any game. But the focus, laser sharp from the start, and I think that's exactly what Vic Schaefer wanted to see from his team heading to Birmingham.
An outstanding performance overall for the number 1 seed, Texas Longhorns, and Shea Holly and these seniors, their final game in the Moody Center. The final in this one, 65-48. For Steffi Sorensen, Tiffany Green, the rest of our great crew, we say thanks so much for tuning in. We say so long from Austin and send it back to the studio.